Honor to have you on the call with us. And I have to say, this book is the reason that I got very little sleep last night. I couldn't put it down. I kept so many highlights on the book. And what I love about it is it's written for all people, people
Yeah.
who need a little bit push to achieve what their heart desire. And even the people who are high achiever need to read this book.
Yeah.
And I love it so much that I got very little sleep last night
Yeah.
reading it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad it kept you up through the night, and I hope that it just pushes you in the direction that you want to go. And I'm just thankful that it's truly making an impact.
Yeah. Chris, it's such an honor to have you on this call today because not only you are our leader, you are the executive vice president of the John Maxwell team, but we've also known you since 2015, since we joined the
Yeah.
John Maxwell team. We watched you grow, we watched you transform, and we learned so much from you that I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that you decided to write this book. It's going to benefit a lot
Oh,
of people.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, Chris, let us ask you just a few questions this morning. And I
Yeah.
guess the first question I'd like to ask you is what's the core message of the book that you hope stays with the reader long after they finished it?
Yeah, the core message of the book is that, you've done good in life, but I want you to strive towards your potential. And I think if there's one thing to take from the book, one phrase to take from the book that I think will help the most people is the phrase in chapter 2. The subtitle is learn a little bit and do a little bit.
Mm.
And I believe those words and those actions can really help a person get from where they are to where they want to go. Not just looking at the big goal, but what's the one thing that I could do today to move just a little bit closer towards
Mm.
my goal? And that's waking up every single day that ends in day and saying, what can I do today to move towards that goal?
That's awesome.
I love it, Chris. And to be honest, when I read the first chapter, I just have tears on my eyes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
described about that moment when your house was taken away and you have little children.
Yeah.
I have little children.
Yeah.
And just thinking about what complacency could do to us. In the
Yeah.
book, you share really openly about hitting rock bottom moments like
Yeah.
bankruptcy, like DUI. Could you
Yeah.
share a little bit how did those experiences shape your heart first approach to leadership?
Yeah, that was I had a chance to read the first chapter to a live audience, of 200, and that was a very difficult chapter to read, uh,
Mm.
just myself going through that, going, oh my goodness, like it was really that close. I don't think at the time it really impacted me the way that it does today, and to look at, how devastating that could be. But I really saw and had a vision of like, okay, I can build out of this again. I can rebuild this again. And looking back at that time, it was really a shaping of who I am today
Mm.
because it allowed for me to have to go through a process to become a better person, not just maintain what I had. And so when I had to let go of the house, when I had to let go of the cars, when I had to let go of the title and the image in life that I
Mm.
had,
Right.
it was one of those things where if I tried to just hold on to those things that I had in my early 20s, that was going to be my pinnacle if I didn't
Mm.
let go. And what I realized is that in that moment, that stuff that I had achieved in my early 20s was just my stepping stone, and that there was so much more for me down the road. So yes, very, very difficult first chapter that opens up to, but it truly has shaped me into who I am today.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, your authenticity throughout the book has really made an impression on me, and I think everyone who reads it will appreciate that. And kind of the next question I'd like to ask you is how can leaders move from simply doing leadership to leading with integrity and impact, especially in high pressure situations?
Yeah, well, I think that you really have to take a look at and assess, where you are and realize that you may be drifting. So inside of a company or organization, there's subtle signs. There's subtle signs that you might be drifting and that you might be in that place where good is good enough. And the way that I redefine complacency inside the book is I call it a secret place of satisfactory success. right? It's that place where like, it's good, it's good. We don't really need to change it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we do. You know, those are the words that are signs that you might be drifting. And so, it give you some other signs that you might be drifting. You know, comfort,
Mm.
comfort. So the
Yeah.
way that complacency looks, it looks like this. It looks like busyness.
Mm.
It feels like comfort and it sounds like excuses. And so
Mm.
let's talk about the comfort one. So if comfort is your baseline, you know, that's a sign of drift. Like growth is always starts with discomfort. I mean, think about anything that you ever tried to do new or improve. There was a discomfort that came. You know,
Yeah.
just even stepping out to write this book, there was a discomfort that came because,
Mm.
like, I had never written a book like this before, and there was discomfort there, and that also required for me to do shows like this. I did over 60 podcasts in less than 90 days, and you know that was uncomfortable
Mm.
because I didn't have to do that, nor did I want to do that over the past years. You know, so comfort is the baseline. That's a sign. The second sign may be if you're busy but not challenged. And what
Mm.
happens in that particular case is that's where you replace routine has replaced reflection. It's where
Mm.
you're just going through the motions. It's automatic. You don't even have to think about it. You know, it's kind of like driving to work. If you've ever done this before, I think a lot of people have done this, but you drive to work the exact same way. You can get all the way to work and then
Mm.
get there and realize, wait a minute, how did I even get here? You
Yeah.
didn't realize anything that happened on the way. What happened there?
Right.
Routine has replaced reflection, and
Mm.
you're not even paying attention. You know, another way that you might realize that you're drifting is that you consume more than you create. And that's people that swear that they're learners, they're growing, but they're consuming information, but they're not actually creating or doing anything with it. And input without action is false progress.
That's right.
Input without action is false progress. And I think a lot of leaders think that they're progressing just because they've been in a leadership role for X amount of years, just because
Mm.
they've been in this position for X amount of years. But when was the last time that you actually did something to improve the skill set in the role that you've done so long? And so there's signs everywhere for complacency. We just have to wake up and start to look around and ask ourselves some serious questions about our growth and how we want to lead.
Well, Chris, um, listening to you, I found like something, my gut, something like it's pushing, it wrenching in my gut. And by all standard, external standard, Mark and I are high achiever. And yet listening to you, we realized that there are things that we could do different.
That's
As
Yeah,
the gut punching, wrenching, whatever you call truth
yeah,
is reminded us that what are we doing today? Are we consuming or what are we producing? And what can we do
right.
differently?
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Before we let you go, I have one last question for you. What nugget of wisdom would you like to leave with us that we haven't asked you?
Yeah, what would I leave with you? You know, I really, you know, when looking through this book and when reading this book, you know, I really want people to understand that you have more potential inside of you.
Mm.
You know, what you've achieved is great, but yet the world is waiting for you to become a better version of yourself, to impact the world. And all of us have one more person that we can reach. All of us have one more person that we can encourage. All of us have one more person that we can help get to the next level. And so it's great that you've achieved success, but now let's move into the space of significance.
Yeah,
Success is about ourselves, but significance is all about others. And my goal with this book is to help bring people from success to significance.
I love it. Thank you so much.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, Chris. I mean, we would just want to thank you for your inspiration to us and to other people that will read this book. I was telling Ton earlier that I'm giving a presentation in Dallas next week to a group, and because of this book, that presentation will be better, and
Yes, it
they
will.
will be the beneficiaries of that. So thank you so much, and your book will inspire and change a lot of lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for being here with us.